I'm a genuine coward. My greatest skill is having a crush, and this one has lasted 3 years, like right now. In this public lecture, I pretend to be looking at the scenery outside the window, but I'm actually stealing glances at the back of my crush's head. I secretly opened my phone and messaged Linda, "Your brother's back head is so round. I really want to touch it." Linda replied instantly, "It's been 3 years and you still haven't actually gone for it. My cousin is single." 2 minutes later, Linda sent over a contact card. "Here, it's my alt account. The profile picture and ID are both mimicking my cousin. I'll specifically imitate that guy's cold and aloof style. Help you cosplay as him to practice your courage. This is way too embarrassing, but Philip wouldn't know anyway. He. Sweet love. Here I come, blushing and heart racing." I quickly sent the friend request. Except Linda, this silly goose took a whole day to accept my friend request. The next evening, Philip sent a message. "Hello, who are you?" I looked at this aloof opening line and pursed my lips. What's this about? Starting by mimicking the just met phase. How boring. I want to start a sweet relationship right away. Me. Why bother with greetings? Isn't it better to just start directly? Me. Honey, you can just call me wifey from now on. The other end fell silent for a full hour, so long that I thought Linda had fallen asleep. Just as I was about to put down my phone, the screen lit up. There was only a question mark. Ah, this question mark, so aloof and cold. It's so Philip. I love it. Linda, not bad acting skills. With this alternate account, I've completely let myself go. Every day it's hubby this, hubby that. Morning wake up. Good morning, hubby. Another day of loving you. Before going to bed at night, good night, hubby. Let's have kisses, hugs, and lifts in our dreams too. During mealtime, look at the delicious food I'm having today. I want to feed you some. But Philip sometimes replies to messages, sometimes not. Well, Linda must be busy too. Like just now, when strawberry juice got on the corner of my mouth, I deliberately took a close-up photo of my lips and sent it to Philip. "Honey, guess if it's sweet or sour." After another long silence from the other side, came the reply, "Sweet." I sent another message. "How do you know?" "Because it's you." Ah, Linda, this damn girl is just too good at this. On my way to the public lecture, I ran into Philip again. He's still as handsome as ever, tall, fair-skinned, with a particularly captivating smile. What's different is that he glanced in my direction several times today. I looked down at myself. Oh, it's probably because my fluorescent green hoodie is too eye-catching. As the brightest one in the crowd, it's hard for him not to notice me. Beside me, Linda suddenly narrowed her eyes. "Hey, I feel like the way my brother looks at you seems a bit off, doesn't it?" Before I could react, her eyes suddenly lit up. She immediately grabbed my arm. "He's been looking at you for 3,469,246 seconds. Definitely interested. Come on, let's go say hi." I chickened out on the spot, clinging to the lamppost for dear life. "No, my makeup's messed up." She pulled. I wouldn't budge. She pulled me hard, and I resisted just as hard. As we were tugging at each other, Philip's roommates noticed the commotion first and came over. "Hey, isn't this Philip's cousin? Long time no see." One of the guys came up to me and asked, "You're Linda's roommate, right? Can I have your number?" Another guy, "When you're free, let's go out together with both dorms." Before this guy could finish speaking, Philip quickly walked over from behind. He expressionlessly positioned himself between me and his roommate. Without even glancing at me, he just coldly said to those two guys, "Enough." Then, he dragged both of them away with one hand each, before leaving. He even turned back to give me a deep look. "It's over." He must have thought the way I was hugging the lamppost was too embarrassing. Woo-woo. I'm dead. Someone just bury me right here. Arrived at the classroom. I sat in the same row with Linda and the others. Philip and his roommate sat right in front of us. I secretly sent a message to Philip. "Me, hubby looks so handsome in that black hoodie today. Wanna hug you from behind." Kitty cat wiggling, but today's class is so boring. But having hubby to look at makes it not boring at all. Hee. Hubby's neck is so attractive. Wanna leave a hickey? The Philip in front suddenly coughed lightly without warning and rubbed the back of his neck. "Philip, after class, let's have a good talk." I pouted and continued typing. Why don't you call me honey? If you keep this up, I'll find someone else. The reply came instantly. You dare? Oh, someone's getting jealous, you little brat. You've learned to imitate quite well. But no matter how well you imitate, you're just a pale imitation of the real one. The real deal sitting in front of me is still the best. Propping my chin, I openly admired Philip's nape. The lines are clean and crisp, the skin fair, looking quite kissable. Just as I was fantasizing about Philip, my leg stretched out and somehow kicked something. A dull thud sounded. I saw Philip's figure in front of me jolt violently. I'm screwed. I just kicked him in the butt. I was debating whether to play dead or just apologize when the teacher suddenly called on me. Girl in the fluorescent green shirt at the back, stand up. Then the next sentence, Philip, you stand up too, Mr. Smith said with a stern face, this female classmate. You've been laughing since earlier. What's so amusing? Share it with everyone so we can all enjoy it. The entire class's gaze shot over in unison. I couldn't exactly say I was flirting with a fake Philip, could I? Seeing that I didn't respond, Mr. Smith turned and asked Philip what he was laughing about. He just calmly said, I was just teased by a girl. The whole class instantly erupted. Wow, teasing. Is he talking about the messages I sent? No. He must be referring to me kicking his butt. Woo-woo. I didn't mean to do it. I need to explain quickly. I frantically tore off a sticky note. Sorry. I absolutely didn't mean to flirt with you. QAQ. 3 crying faces weren't enough. So I added a little figure kneeling in apology. The note came back. Philip's handwriting pressed so hard it nearly went through the paper. Is that not enough? I'm serious. Don't leave after class. I immediately slid off my chair and fell to my knees. This is about settling scores with me. At most, I'll compensate you for a pair of pants. As soon as the class bell rang, I was the first to dash out of the classroom under the gaze of the whole class watching the commotion. Avoiding Philip was one thing, but mainly because I had a tutoring gig today and didn't even have time to eat dinner. Finally done with work, I opened my phone to find a message from Philip, future baby daddy, running so fast. Are you scared of me? I replied with a crying emoji. Humph, you scared me. Comfort me, they replied instantly. How do you want to be comforted? I want you to kiss me. And then, I want to see if you have an 8-pack. Future father of my child, don't be like this. I genuinely want to have a proper talk with you. I don't want things to remain so vague between us, I replied. Don't you understand yet? I like you, your family. The sister is as beautiful as a celestial maiden, and the brother is so devastatingly handsome. I just want to tie you all to my bed and kiss you 10,000 times a day. After sending the message, I felt great. A minute later, the reply came. Can we just tie up the brother? Boom. Linda, how does this little girl know how to flirt so well? If she keeps this up, I won't be able to tell who's who anymore. I can't lose either. Let's see who can outflirt whom. I casually sent him a list of 100 little things for couples to do together. Philip, wanna try this? Right after sending it, I felt it was too forward and immediately recalled the message. Then I spammed a series of panicked cat, blushing cat stickers instead. He didn't reply until 5 minutes later. Why did you take it back? If you want, you can try. My face instantly burned red. I felt like my nose was about to bleed. If it were real Philip, how wonderful that would be. Linda, after all, has classes to attend and meals to eat. She can't be online 24/7 acting out a play with me. I returned to the dorm, stepped onto a chair with one foot, and announced by slapping the table, Sisters, I Betty hereby declare in writing, starting tomorrow, I will openly pursue Philip, succeed or die trying, Carol said coolly. So Betty is finally making a move. But this is hell-level difficulty. I heard a girl confess to him last week, and he made her cry. Diana said, what's there to fear? I'll handle the makeup and hair. Carol will take care of the lines. Linda will be the general commander. We'll craft a perfect plan for you. I refuse to believe Betty can't win him over. Linda bolted upright from her bed. Our Betty is so adorable. Tomorrow, I'll arrange a chance encounter for you. I guarantee perfect timing, location, and chemistry. I never expected that Linda's idea of arranging a chance encounter would be to directly summon me to her house. As soon as I entered, Philip's mother warmly greeted me. She took my hand and said, "Oh, you must be Betty, Philip's girlfriend." The aunt enthusiastically grabbed my hand and pulled me inside. Come in, it's hot outside." I froze on the spot. Philip, me, girlfriend. I was about to frantically wave my hands to explain that there was a huge misunderstanding. Philip came out of the room. He was wearing simple loungewear, his hair still slightly damp, as if he had just taken a shower. He walked over to me naturally and took the fruit basket from my hands. "You're here. Why didn't you message me? Come on in." His words cut off my nearly spoken auntie. I'm not, half pushed and half willing. I was led into the living room by him. "Philip, why aren't you explaining?" I desperately made eye contact with Linda beside me, mouthing the words, "What's going on?" Linda innocently spread her hands, giving me an "I don't know either" expression in return. At the dinner table, Auntie kept piling food onto my plate. "When did you two get together? Philip is so tight-lipped." If I hadn't seen the contact name in his phone, I wouldn't have known he was in a relationship. I secretly glanced at the Philip beside me. He calmly made up a time, 2 weeks ago, after finishing the meal, while the aunt was cleaning up in the kitchen. I pulled Philip to a corner. "Philip, why didn't you explain to your mom? She misunderstood me as your girlfriend." Philip, upon hearing this, his previously composed and indifferent demeanor instantly vanished without a trace. He looked at me like a golden retriever scolded by its owner. He cautiously asked in return, "Could it be that it's not?" His question completely caught me off guard. I immediately retorted, "How could that be?" My voice might have been a bit loud. Philip stopped looking at me, just lowering his head with a muffled voice, as if I had just said something utterly unforgivable. "Got it." With that, he silently turned and walked back to the living room, leaving me with a view of his lonely and pitiful figure. I was completely bewildered. What was that all about? Why does it seem like I'm the one who abandoned my husband and child, like some heartless villain? The evening wind sent a shiver down my spine. Wait a minute, something doesn't feel right. Suddenly I remembered. When I first entered, Philip asked me why I hadn't sent him a message. I was too nervous at the time to react, but now that I think about it, why would he ask me that? When he mentioned half a month ago, wasn't that exactly when I added Linda's alternate account? Could the person in my phone be Philip? My world has collapsed. Then who have I been chatting with every day? No way, it can't really be Philip himself. That message I sent, "Honey, I want to try this." My line, "I just want to tie you all to my bed and kiss you 10,000 times a day." And that other line, "Your neck looks so good, hubby. I want to plant strawberries on it." I have to verify this. I opened the chat window labeled Future Baby Daddy. I picked the most harmless emoji from the pack, a little cat peeking out, and tapped send. I stared fixedly at the figure in the living room. The next second, Philip pulled out his phone from his pocket. He unlocked the screen. He clicked on his phone. He opened the chat window with me. That little cat peeking emoji was lying alone on the screen. I felt like my soul was about to return to my hometown. I floated into the kitchen, grabbed Linda by the arm, and dragged her outside. "Linda, tell me honestly, is that Philip in my phone really you or not?" Linda looked utterly confused. "What do you mean? Is it me? You never added that alternate account I gave you. I thought you just couldn't be bothered and didn't want to practice." As I stared at her sincere face, I finally broke down. "Then whose contact did you send me at that time?" Linda frowned. "I sent you my alternate account. Let me check the chat history." She took out her phone and scrolled for a long time. "Oh my God." Linda let out a cry of surprise. "Betty, I'm so sorry. I sent the wrong one. This is my brother's main account. I was so focused on mocking your cowardly behavior that I didn't realize I sent his instead." She slapped her own head in frustration. Then she suddenly bumped my shoulder. "But," she abruptly changed the subject, "isn't this perfect? Since the misunderstanding has already gone this far, you won't have to struggle to chase him anymore. Just go with the flow and get together with my brother." I clutched my head, feeling like crying but having no tears left. "It's too late." "What's too late?" "Just now, I think I just had a fight with Philip. I haven't come to my senses yet." Philip, my mom pulled me back to the living room and insisted on stuffing a thick red envelope into my hand. "Betty, it's your first visit, and Aunt I didn't prepare much. You must accept this small token of my feelings." I held the red envelope, planning to return it to Philip once back at school. Auntie couldn't stop smiling. "Our Philip has always been quiet since childhood. It's really thanks to you for being able to put up with him." Hearing this, I feel utterly sinful. Like the worst villain of the century who deceived the feelings of an innocent young man, Philip was sitting on the sofa across from me. He didn't say a word, just silently watched me. How can I explain this? Rush up to the aunt and say, "Auntie, I'm sorry. Actually, I asked Linda to pretend to be your son, and then I fantasized every day that your son was my husband, sending him all kinds of wild messages. But Linda, this idiot, sent the wrong contact card. So I ended up harassing your son for half a month. It would be polite of his mom not to call the police on me right then and there." Me and Linda sneaked out quietly. On the way back, I couldn't hold it in any longer and hugged Linda, starting to wail. What on earth should I do? Philip must have been afraid his mother would be upset. That's why he admitted I was his girlfriend. Why? How can he be so good? And how can I be such a terrible person? Linda, all right. Why cling to one unattainable flower? To make up for my mistake, how about I introduce you to a real hunk? Sniffling, I made a humble request. Maybe I should just add your imitation Philip account. I'll just chat with him. Linda looked at me with the expression of someone diagnosing a terminal illness. Fine. Go ahead and add him. You're truly beyond help. Then she added in a whisper, "Who knows, maybe my brother does like you a little. Try apologizing first and test the waters." I opened the chat with Philip, explained everything, and sincerely apologized. Perhaps he would forgive me after reading it, but 1 hour passed, then 2, then 3, he still hadn't replied to my message. "It seems you're still angry with me." I couldn't hold it in any longer and burst into loud sobs against the car window. If only I had known better and behaved properly. Had I not gotten involved in this coaching business or said those outrageous words, perhaps Philip and I could have had a normal relationship. Now it's fine, not even replying to messages. I don't care about him anyway. Let it all go to hell. Go ahead and hate me, block me, whatever you want, you heartless and cold person. I will never forgive you. Prince roaring. Back in the dorm, the other 2 roommates, Carol and Diana, immediately gathered around, piling all sorts of snacks in front of me. Carol said, "Betty, have some chips. There's nothing a snack can't solve." "But how could I possibly eat anything right now?" Carol continued. "Oh, it's not that big a deal. Even if, worst case scenario, Philip really does dislike you. So what? Our Betty is so adorable. It's not like no one else would like you. What about that guy from the class next door? He's still hung up on you, isn't he?" Diana chimed in. "If you really can't forget him, you can always attend his wedding as his cousin's friend in the future. How great is that? Is it really? Okay." I silently climbed into bed and covered my head with the blanket. The most painful thing in the world is nothing more than this. No, there's something even more painful. I suddenly remembered there was a public lecture the next morning. Going to see Philip again. I was really freaking out. My thoughtful roommates had already seen through my thoughts and specifically saved me a corner seat in the last row, and Philip's dorm room is miles away from theirs. I finally breathed a sigh of relief in my heart. After the class bell had been ringing for a while, Philip came in through the back door. For some reason, he was late today, and he didn't look too good either. There were faint dark circles under his eyes, and he appeared quite haggard overall. I poked the Linda next to me. "Is he feeling unwell?" Linda shook her head. "No idea. Can you ask for me?" Linda took out her phone and sent a message to Philip. Soon after, she showed me her phone screen. Above is Philip's reply, just a few words. "Let her come ask me." Oh no, he must be really mad at me. I need to go apologize to him. The teacher announced from the podium that this semester's major assignment requires groups of 4, with free team formation. Our dorm room naturally became one team. After class, we submitted the group list to the teacher. When I returned to my seat, I found Philip standing by our table. Was he looking for me? I propped up my book, completely hiding my face behind it. Phew, thank goodness. He looked towards Linda beside me. He wanted to talk to Linda. Great, great. It's got nothing to do with me. Unexpectedly, when he spoke, it was to Linda. Let's switch seats. Linda looked baffled. Huh, why? No. Philip remained expressionless. Pulled out his phone from his pocket, did something with it, and Linda's phone pinged. Deal. Linda packed up at lightning speed, and before leaving, she patted me with heartfelt sorrow. Betty, remember, when it comes to materialistic friendships, they're like a handful of loose sand. They don't even need wind to scatter. Just a few steps and they're gone. Philip naturally took the seat next to me. I caught the clean, pleasant scent emanating from him again. I scooted over slightly and whispered, "Why did you choose to sit here?" He turned his head to look at me. "You really don't know." He added another sentence. "Haven't you been calling me husband for half a month? It's over." His tone of settling accounts after the autumn harvest clearly showed he was still angry. He planned to stay by my side, waiting to confront me after school. The Carol and Diana next to me stood up for me. "Oh, it's just a shout. No big deal. Our Betty has plenty of husbands." Diana nodded vigorously. Exactly, exactly. The bell saved me just in time. Mr. Smith walked up to the podium with the attendance sheet, glanced in our direction, and then deliberately took a few extra looks at Philip. Mr. Smith turned to adjust the PPT when Philip beside me suddenly turned his head to look at me. Oh my God, this was the first time I'd seen his face so close up. Such long eyelashes, such a straight nose bridge. I should have woken up at 6 to do a full face of makeup today. Damn this 8 a.m. class. Feeling uneasy under his gaze, I whispered, "What exactly do you want?" He didn't speak, just reached under the desk to find my right hand, then held on tightly. He lowered his voice. "Don't even think about running this time." Afraid I'd run after class. He's really coming to settle the score with me. I was scared out of my wits and struggled, but couldn't break free. I poked him with my other hand and whispered, "Teacher." The teacher saw us and has been staring at us. Philip tightened his grip. "It's fine." After barely making it through the class, I shook off Philip's hand and wanted to rush out of the classroom immediately. My wrist was grabbed by him again. No matter how hard I struggled this time, he absolutely wouldn't let me go. What the hell? Didn't I already text him an apology last night? When his roommate passed by our seats, he patted Philip's shoulder and said loudly, "Go for it, man. What are you cheering for, in broad daylight? In front of everyone? How dare you act so arrogantly? Are you really going to start a fight here?" My roommate couldn't stand it anymore and spoke up for me. "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" Result: Philip's roommate was even more justified than her. "What's the problem?" "Carol, what do you mean by not letting Betty leave?" Philip's roommate, "Bro Ran wants to confess his feelings. Who's he gonna confess to if she leaves?" "Huh, confess?" I looked foolishly at Philip. "Don't you hate me?" Philip frowned. "Why would I hate you?" "Huh." I was completely confused. "Then didn't you see the message I sent you?" He looked blankly. "What message?" "I definitely sent it. Yesterday in the car." I struggled internally for a long time. Summoning the greatest courage of my life, I sent him a long message. I explained all the misunderstandings and sincerely apologized. Did he really not see it? I hurriedly took out my phone and opened the chat history to show him. But when I saw that familiar profile picture, I was stunned. At the very top of the message history was my long, green essay. And the owner of that profile picture was Linda's alternate account used to imitate Philip. I sent it to the wrong person again. I looked up at the confused Philip, then at the circle of people around us. My roommate, Philip roommate, finally, it was Linda who spoke first, pulling everyone out as she said, "All right, let's scatter, let's scatter. We shouldn't be third wheels here." In the vast classroom, only Philip and I remained. I whispered, You go first." Philip nodded. "Look at me." How dare I look? Guiltily, I turned my head away. This table is so table-like. Philip moved closer again, so I tilted my head to the other side. He seemed a bit helpless. "Am I really that ugly to you?" I quickly waved my hands. No, not ugly at all. Just kidding. If his face is considered ugly, then there wouldn't be any handsome guys in our school. He looked at me with a serious expression. "Yesterday you didn't want to admit being my girlfriend. I thought about it all night, and maybe you were disappointed after meeting me in person, but then I thought it probably wasn't that. So I couldn't figure it out and wanted to message you to ask, but then I felt like I didn't just want to chat with you online anymore. I wanted to talk to you face to face and clear things up. It turns out he didn't sleep well at night. Not because he was angry, but because of this. It's all because of my damn hand, as if it had no eyes. Now it's my turn to speak. I was just about to confess my stupid mistake of sending the wrong message when suddenly I heard a cough coming from the direction of the podium. I was startled. Why was the teacher still here? Philip remained calm. He's been here all along, huh? He deliberately hid under the lectern. From beneath the lectern, a figure slowly stood up. It was the teacher who had just been teaching our class. He adjusted his glasses and said expressionlessly, "You two, come to my office." I followed Philip, feeling my legs go weak. I whispered to him in complaint, "It's all your fault. Why did you have to hold hands in class? Now we're going to get lectured by the teacher." We arrived at the office. Mr. Smith looked at me with a kindly expression. Then he suddenly slammed the table and turned to Philip. "You brat. Can't you see the girl doesn't want to hold your hand? Is this how you chase after someone, huh?" I quickly stood up to explain for Philip. "No, teacher, I don't mind." The teacher looked at me kindly and said, "Is that so? I noticed you kept trying to shake him off after class." My face turned red. No, that was a misunderstanding. Why is this teacher so strange? We're already in college. Dating isn't considered puppy love anymore. Why is he being so nosy? The teacher nodded. "Oh, that's good then." Just as I was completely baffled, the Philip next to me suddenly reached out, wrapped his arm around my shoulder, and pulled me into his embrace. He said to the professor with righteous confidence, "Dad, I won't be home for dinner tonight. I have a date with my girlfriend." Dad, the teacher is his dad. Girlfriend, are you talking about me? In an instant, Mr. Smith's serious expression vanished. "Go on, you rascal. Pay attention next time in class." The teacher went to class first, leaving just Philip and me alone in the office. The same Philip who was radiating confidence just moments ago. At this moment, he hung his head, exuding an aura of "I'm hurt." He sighed. "Betty, don't you think I'm pitiful?" Seeing that I remained silent, he began to enumerate my crimes. "Yesterday at home, you refused to admit you were my girlfriend. Today, you misunderstood me again." Looking at him like this, the guilt in my heart instantly peaked. I'm truly a sinner. How could I make such a handsome guy so sad? Gazing at his broad shoulders, slender waist, and the faint outline of abs visible beneath his shirt. What a male enchantress. I should be nicer to him. Back in the dorm that night, I couldn't help but exclaim, "Girls, I really want to touch Philip's chest muscles, abs, and that perfect V-line." Linda couldn't stop laughing beside me. "What's the point of just thinking about it? Come over to my place for dinner this weekend." That weekend, I followed Linda, leading our entire dorm to storm her house. Philip's parents were away on a business trip and not at home. In the living room, the two dorm groups of us sat in a circle, noisily playing Truth or Dare. My gaze uncontrollably drifted toward Philip, my mind completely absent from the game. One thought kept running through my mind: how to make a move on Philip, accidentally spill wine on him while playing a game, then naturally help him wipe it off. Wiping and wiping. Hee, or should I just go for the direct approach and corner him against the wall? I was designing my grand plan when suddenly, someone next to me nudged me with their elbow. "Betty, what are you thinking about? You're so lost in thought." I blurted out. Thinking about how to sleep with Philip. Everyone erupted into loud teasing. "Ew." I saw Philip turn his head to look at me, with an unmistakable smile. Her expression seemed to say, "So you're such a perverted Betty, then," under my gaze. He silently zipped his sports jacket all the way to the top, wrapping himself up tightly. "What's going on? Isn't it said that guys are usually very proactive in these matters? Philip, why are you so conservative?" "Wait, maybe it's just that I'm too open-minded." "Whatever, being open is fine. I must sleep until Philip today." After gaming late into the night, the roommates were getting ready to return to the dorm. I immediately bent over, covering my stomach with both hands while putting on a pained expression. Linda instantly understood my meaning, rushed over to support me.
Physical health is the most important thing, the way he is, sigh. Hearing them talk about Philip like this, I couldn't hold back my tears and burst into loud sobs, but I just can't bear to let go. Linda also patted my shoulder with a pained expression. Ugh, Betty, I never expected my brother to be like this. What a waste of that handsome face. Listen to me, it's better to end things now than drag it out, just break up. No. I lifted my tear-streaked face from the pillow. I won't break up, and what's more, I'm going to take him to get proper treatment. To protect Philip's fragile male ego and fearing he might refuse to go, I decided to put on an act. I texted Philip, saying I had a stomachache, then went alone to wait for him near the hospital close to our school. Before long, I saw Philip running over in a frantic hurry from a distance. Under the setting sun, he wore a simple white t-shirt. His figure tall and straight, woo-woo, so handsome, with such a great figure. What a pity. Philip ran up to me, grabbed my hand, and was about to rush into the hospital. What's wrong with you? Are you feeling unwell? I grabbed him by the arm. It's not me who has a problem, I said with grim determination. It's you. After much internal struggle, I confessed to him that last night I had overheard Linda and him talking. Philip instantly became embarrassed. You already know, I nodded. Too upset to meet his eyes. Yes, Philip awkwardly turned his head away. This condition of mine might be incurable, he added hesitantly. It's not a physiological issue, more psychological. The doctor said once this impulse is triggered, it's nearly impossible to stop. It only grows stronger. Hearing him say that, my heart ached unbearably. I held his hand and comforted him in the gentlest voice I could muster. It's okay, I'll stay with you. I found a weekend and invited Philip to a hotel. Strangely enough, when I look at Philip now, it's like looking at a little brat who needs special care. All the nervousness and shyness I felt the first time coming to a hotel with a guy are completely gone. Although Philip still maintains that aloof demeanor, sitting silently by the bed, I bet he's actually quite nervous inside. I walked over and comforted him in a knowing tone. Don't be nervous, and don't feel pressured. Let's just go with the flow. Never expected Philip to respond by comforting me instead. I'm not nervous. I think the one who should be worried is you. Yeah, what am I going to do in the future? I specifically bought some items with supportive effects, though I'm not sure if they'll actually work. Entering the room, I placed my gear on the table. Philip took a glance, his expression turning somewhat odd. Are we really using these for our first time? Sigh, I'm such an idiot. How could I take these things out right in front of him? No wonder he's been so reserved since he walked in. I was just about to put things away when my peripheral vision caught something unusual. Philip was sitting on the edge of the bed, his loose sweatpants clearly bulging in a certain area. Wait a minute, that area was noticeably swollen. He doesn't look like someone with a hidden ailment at all. Wait a minute, this size, could it break me? Belatedly feeling a trace of fear, I took a step back. Philip, maybe we should call it off today. Just wait a moment. Philip stood up and approached me step by step. His usual aloof demeanor vanished, replaced by an expression of grievance and innocence. You said it didn't matter, didn't you? He cornered me against the wall, looking down at me. Didn't you say you'd stay with me? I caught a fleeting, fox-like look of triumph on his face. It was the expression of someone whose cunning plan had succeeded. I feel like I've been set up. But I don't have any proof. Philip picked me up horizontally and threw me heavily onto the soft bed, then his whole body pressed down on me. The next afternoon, I lay on the bed, aching all over, feeling as if I had been taken apart and reassembled. I looked at Philip sleeping beside me with a satisfied expression. What happened to the so-called chronic illness? Where exactly did things go wrong?